some time in the same meeting, I will write some queries which you demand or want to see there. If you see there, there is multiple login failure observed on these account or these machines. For simply searching anything in Azure Sentinel, we should familiar with the programming language KQL. If we don't know how to write the KQL, so Sentinel is little bit harder for that guy for searching and do their daily tasks here. In the next thread, you can see there is a thread management section on which we get if the new incident triggered or new alert, or maybe your rule will become true. In the previous, I told everyone that Azure is a cloud infrastructure service which is provided by the Microsoft, and Azure Sentinel is a little part of their services, which is a small section or like SIEM and source services in their overall infrastructures, cloud-based infrastructure services. And accept my apologies, guys, that I'm not able to show you how to make the Sentinel from the scratch because I have some limitations or dollar charges on my account because multiple my colleagues also using this. Uh, uh, there is a multiple videos available on YouTube how you can make the Azure Sentinel accounts free. Free means you get $200 for 1 month. From the next after 30 days, you have to pay for the charges of the machine if you're using the virtual machines or some other services on Azure Sentinel. So simply first I told you once you log in your Azure Sentinel, you get the dashboard of the overall summary of your Sentinel, how many alerts or other things running on your Sentinel. In second, I show you, let me show my other testing Sentinel there. Like this second column, which is belongs to the logs, from where you can search your logs or apply the queries for the searching of the events which you have want to see in your logs. So came on the main points. After deploying the virtual machine in Sentinel, which maybe belongs to the you can see there are some Linux machine or Windows machine. How to deploy a VM on Azure. There is a multiple videos available on YouTube in multiple language like Urdu, Hindi, English. I also see Bengali, Tamil also there. So it's maybe take your 5 to 10 minutes to see how the virtual machines are made. Once your machine or server is ready, then is their main part is come how you will integrate this machine from your Azure Sentinel to monitor it or perform your security services, or you can say that check the activity of the users who log in the machines or etc activity done by the users. So for this, first you have to come your Sentinel. Here you can see the content management section on your the left side, and there is a content hub tab. Once you click it, you can see there is a multiple vendors connector available. So the once it's load, I will tell you how to search it. That's me. You can see there is a multiple vendor data connector is available. In Azure, data connector is a thing from which or from using the data connector of the specific vendor or machine, you can easily collect the log of the machine in your Azure Sentinel uh, and simply monitor it. So for the Windows machine connection, there is multiple connector available in the Azure Sentinel. Once its name as AMA. So once I write AMA and simply search it, it, gi- it gives me not there, but in the next page, I will show you. There is a Windows. So you can see there is a Windows security event connector came with the once I write MA. So it is little bit tricky how to search the specific connector in the sentence. Sometime it's came with their simple name, or sometime it's came with their short name, or you can able to search with their short name described by the Microsoft in their Azure Sentinel documentation. Once you select your required connector from there, let me select this. Then Azure Sentinel give you option there install, because it's already installed in my Azure Sentinel accounts and some updates come, so it's only showing delete or update option. Otherwise, it's also show you the install option. Once you click on install, they simply installed in your Sentinel account. After once you install this connector or maybe some other connector, maybe you don't want to use Linux machine, you are using the Linux one, so there is Linux connector also available with their code words which you have to put there and search them. And like you can see, there is some other network forensics platform connector and Trend Micro XDR connector also available. So you have to try to remember the code or their short names to search the your required connector. Then once you simply down install the your required connector, you have to came your configuration tab. On configuration tab, you see there is a data connector, a data connector tab. Once you click the data connector tab, they will show you how the connectors which you already installed or download from the content hub. So you have to make sure before connecting any machine which is based on any OS, you have to download its connector first from the content hub. So mark this tab is very important once you are creating your new or scratch environment, or maybe you are integrating new machines or servers on your other environment. So you have to first download this data connector from the content hub. So let's continue. After coming in data connector, they show you your download connector here, like my MA already showing, and it is green check or green line here, which means it's connected, or these two connector is not connected in my Sentinel. So you can also see upside there is show my number of overall connector, which is 4, and show my connected connectors data connector number also, which is 2. Once I click this connector, he give me a open connector page or setting page of the connector. I'm just demonstrating and try to demonstrating how to connect Windows machine easily there, which is, and because Windows is the OS which is using all over the world more than the other OS. So I'm just demonstrating you one of the OS how to connect a machine. Oh, so once you came there, you have to make a rule, or you have to create a rule for which logs you want to monitor. Let's give me a second to create a new rule for your guys to understand. Once you simply click on create a data source new rule, he gives you your subscriptions or subscription name there, or workspace name there on which you have your Sentinel is currently connected. So simply go to the next page, resources. In resources, there he will show you all the virtual machines available in your workspace or the virtual machines you make in your Azure environment. So simply select your virtual machine, like I select only this machine here, which logs I want to monitor in my Azure Sentinel. After that, there is a third section of collection. Collect. In there, he will give me option to collect all the logs available in this machine, like all the event IDs available on the machine, or I want to only monitor some common events like login failures, log on, system lockout, or some other security events. And there is third option of minimal. So first, let me show you the difference between all of them. Uh, AMA, uh, let's load it first. Not this one. So you can see there, if I select the option common there, so I will only get these Windows event IDs for monitor, which is 1, 229, 300. Once I click or select the common security event log, so I will able to monitor only these event IDs in my Azure Sentinel. If I click minimal, then I will able to only see this event IDs events in my Azure Sentinel. If I select to the all security, so it will give me the all event IDs log in my Azure Sentinel. And simply last option is custom. In in this box, you can only allow the events which you have or want to monitor in your Azure Sentinel. So it will give you four options there for collecting the logs in your Azure Sentinel, which you have, want to monitor, or which logs are critical for your organization to monitor as a SOC analyst or maybe a security incident responder. In the last, maybe I didn't select anything there. It's giving me error. So let's ignore this error because I don't select any subscription currently now. In last option, once you create and game in create and review section, it will simply give you green mark. But currently there is some X cross is coming because I already created a rule belong to the this machine which is there. So that's why it's giving me a error. So simply you can make rule for your machine or the logs or the rule for the logs you want to monitor in your environment. If anyone have question, please write down in your, maybe if you have any book or page available on your side, then I will answer all the question about this or some other activities which we done in this uh, meeting in the last. After once we successfully connect or make the rules uh, on your available VMs, then we able to simply able to see their logs in our log section. Like, let me show you my logs, which is security events. Maybe I will search it in my custom date because from last month I didn't use this account actively. So let's so you can see there I am able to see my logs like the event ID also, which I showed you in the picture form. Like I select common security log. So these IDs or events belongs to the common security log. Like uh, uh, let me scratch. And account was successfully logged on. Special previous access to new log on, and some multiple other events are simply coming on my security logs after connecting this machine through the data connector. So once we connect the machine from the data connector, then we will have to make some alerting rules or uh, the events which you like to monitor. So we will make for monitoring those events through our automation rules, which came the analytics section, which tab is below from the data connectors. So you can see I already made two active rules there, like observe the login failure or advanced multi-stage attack detection. I will told you how to make a rule or configure a rule, but first came to the incident portal of the Sentinel, on which already my this rule is triggered because I potentially attempt the bad password in my VM. So login failure rule will be triggered due to this. Once your rule is triggered, uh, uh, let first go to the rule section. Then I will explain how to investigate or see the rules result there. It's more clear to you guys. There is another tab which is rule template. Microsoft already give us multiple rules built in Azure Sentinel. If we want to use these rules, we have simply enable it. Currently, all the rules are disabled, but there is a good feature in Microsoft Sentinel that if someone is not familiar with KQL language, like the script I already write and show you on my log section, then the SOC top 10 or 15 rules already given by the Microsoft uh, team to use in our environment. So simply, if I want to use this rule like attempt login to the disabled account, I will simply click on it and say create rule. And it show me the rule name, the description, how it's will be work once is enabled. And in the next section of the rule creation, he Microsoft gives us already the KQL right there for this rule. So we don't have to write the KQL for this rule from the scratch, but we can modify it according to the our environment. Like I don't want to use this event ID or maybe some other event IDs in this rule, so I can edit this rule, which is already provided by Microsoft. So let's came to the active rule and create some new rule by ourselves because the rule template give us already a custom rule, or maybe you can say Microsoft already write the KQL query. So I will make a new rule for your guys from the scratch to see how it's make or work. So first we have to create and click on scheduled rule. Simply, we can give him a name, a demo, descriptions, demo. Simply, I enable this rule. If I disable this rule, so it will not trigger. So first we have to enable this rule and go to the next step. In next step, Microsoft gives us an option to write our custom query or the query for the rule, or you can say the query for the event which we have to monitor aggressively. Like I write the security event where event ID is 462. So I simply made a rule. Like I said that go to the security events and search where event ID is 4624. So I let's clear to all, maybe most of the people know this. Once we log in our Windows machine, there is in background this event ID will be generated there. Once we log into machine or put correct password. So I simply make a rule for once we once anyone log in successfully, so then this rule will be triggered. And in the next section, you can see that there is a schedule time written. Uh, in Microsoft, this rule is not continuously running because once the rule is executed, they charge us $1. So Microsoft asks us to schedule our rules for searching in the, you can say, in the minutes, hours on daytime. So we can say this rule will be run after every 5 minutes and check the data of last 5 minutes from my data source. Once I select this, then I have to go next. Simply next it's most of the time is a general settings. Now there is a section of automation response. Currently, I don't have any playbook. If you have made any playbook, like once the alert is triggered, then send an email to SOC team or CISO or SOC manager. If you already made this type of uh, playbook in your Sentinel, then you can add into rule and call this playbook into the rule for the automation. Like if my this rule will be triggered once I successfully log in a machine, that email automatically sent to the my SOC manager or the email recipient which is mentioned in my playbook email address. In the last, you can came in review and create section. If you select everything right and write your query correctly, then they show validation passed, and simply you have to click on save to create this rule. To give him just 5 minutes. Now you can see your rule is successfully created. Once anyone log in successfully in this machine or the machine you have connected with your Sentinel environment, then this rule will be triggered with the name of demo. I just told you that we can make some automation playbooks in our Azure Sentinel. For this, we have the section like automation there, and we already have some generic playbook available there. So like if you see, there is a multiple playbooks like block. If someone block my account or delete my account, or maybe you can say your infra administrator delete someone account, then you can use this playbook and someone blocks your infra ID or any other user ID, so SOC can get the intimation of that activity using this playbook and some others uh, security administrator playbooks already available in the Azure Sentinel. So we have some short time remain, so move forward quickly. Uh, Came in the hunt section. If you don't familiar with the Microsoft KQL query, you have already some rules, and most of the time you get some hunting queries there, which is not currently available because it's my demo environment. I don't enable those queries due to the charges. Otherwise, you can see some already thread hunting queries there, or simply you can select them or run for searching multiple threads available in your environment. Um, so came on the incident, how to investigate an incident in Azure Central. Simply you have to click the incident available on your tab, and then he show you the evidence like how many events came there, how many alerts are related came from the same activity. So once you have click your the event section, you can simply see that uh, the time the event generated or the account used in the event. uh, and the computer name, like this is my VM name on which I attempt a login failure, and the event ID. And he also described the event ID used for like an account failed to log on, and some other information like my IP address, my logon type, what is the reason behind the login failure, which is this error code, which will I show you how to investigate this. Like we have event 4625. Mark this website as a useful for Windows logs investigation, the ultimate Windows security. This website show you all the result regarding all the event IDs came in the Windows machine. So these are the some error types. Like in my code, there is 6D. Oh, sorry, this is sub. You can see there is a subcode 6A. So let's see 6A. If you see that they mention this code will come when username is correct but password is wrong, which I already mentioned you. Once I am making this rule or demo environment, I just simply put the wrong password there multiple time and my rule was triggered. So the reason is also mentioned in my evidence and log that I put a wrong password. So this is the simple way to investigate this type of events like login successful, login failure. Maybe sometimes it will show you someone put user incorrect or account already log out, or account someone try to the log on disable account. So from the logs you have to